Hello, SquirrelTribe. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you returning, for those of you who are new, welcome to the channel. So today we're going to talk about something that is very near and dear to my heart, and it's all the shit they're putting in our food. So here's the thing. We all know that our food supply is being, I'm going to use the word tampered with on a daily basis, whether it's from the aspect of trying to grow meat faster, whether it's from the aspect of trying to get away from real meat and move towards lab grown meat, whether it's from the aspect of highly overprocessed foods, whether it's from all these genetically modified foods, whether it's from the rising cost, the inflation of all foods across the board. Heaven forbid you'd like something that's non-GMO or organic. You're going to pay through the freaking roof or out the butt for any of those kind of things. The food industry itself, the fact that it's called an industry is alarming in and of itself. But the whole food, everything is kind of its own little shit show, if you will. So let me explain to you kind of what I saw today that made me really start thinking about a lot of things. We know, you know, I know that over the past few years, there has been a massive uptick in people with food allergies, right? It used to be that, you know, a kid might be allergic to peanuts. Somebody might be allergic to peanuts. And then it was, well, maybe they're going to be allergic to seeds, maybe some nuts. And now it's like everything under the sun. Everybody's allergic to dairy. Everybody's allergic to gluten. Everybody's allergic to soy. Everybody's allergic to this, that, and the other. And people are allergic to bee stings and wasp stings and hornet stings. That part's not new, right? But the uptick in the amount of people that are becoming more and more allergic to everyday foods is kind of alarming. And it's not because there's, you know, a larger population, so you've got more people. Of course, more people are going to be allergic to these things. No, it's because they're continuously effing with our food and causing these allergies. If they would just leave shit alone, guess what? Way less allergies going around in the world. Way less allergies that cause anaphylactic shock. Now, let me show you this, or read you this, however you want to look at it. I got my handy dandy iPad with me here. This here is Anaphylaxis Rising. So I tried to find updated numbers through 2023, like the end of 2023. The closest I was able to come up with was this, and it was 1998 to 2018. So take that into consideration that from 2018 to now, the numbers are probably much, much higher. According to this, hospital admissions for food anaphylaxis have increased from 1.23 per 100,000 people. I don't know how the 0.23 works, but okay. In 1998 to 4.04 per 100,000 in 2018. That's an annual increase of 5.7%. Y'all, get that. The largest increase in hospital admissions for food anaphylaxis has been among children younger than 15. 5.7% increase, like in that time frame. Imagine what it's increased since 2018 till now. There are more and more children who are having to go to school with EpiPens, and don't even get me started on the price of EpiPens. This is what's so effed up about our society. And I'm not trying to be angry. I'm not trying to like rile you guys up, but this is a topic that it literally irks me. It irks me beyond all belief because I feel useless when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like I can tell you guys about it, but I don't know how to fix it. And that makes me feel useless and it pisses me off. And this is the tone that you get from me when I feel useless and pissed off. So the thing is, Squirrel, come on, go back. Where were we talking? Children under 18, 15, children under 15, okay, EpiPens, got it, I'm back. So my husband is deathly allergic to a few different things, and it turns out so am I. We had to get an EpiPen for my husband the last time he ended up in the hospital because he ate a cashew. Actually, the last time it's because he ate a piece of bread that he didn't know had poppy seeds in it and fell out in the middle of a floor in Las Vegas and had to, you know, an ambulance come to the restaurant. Fun times. We had to get EpiPens. EpiPens were $500 effing dollars, and they lasted, the ones we ended up getting, I mean, it has a year on it, a year for $500. And if you don't use it, did you waste $500? But then if you do use it, that sucks too, because that means you went into anaphylactic shock and needed an EpiPen. It's like a lose-lose situation. But the problem is more and more people these days are allergic to things, and more people need to have an EpiPen on them at all times. And EpiPens are continuously going up in cost. We're not even going to talk about like diabetes medication and how that's through the roof. And people who need diabetes medication literally would die without it. Just like people who need EpiPens could literally die without an EpiPen. Yet because it is something that is pharmaceutical, they raise the prices because they can, because we are at their mercy in order to save our own lives with a prick of a needle from the EpiPen. We will have to pay whatever they want to charge for these, and they know more and more people need them. It doesn't mean they're going to lower the price because they're selling more. They can sell them for less, still make the same amount of money. No, these corporations are greedy as all effing get out. We know that, profit over people. So they're going to continue to raise the prices and sell more and just rake in more profit. They don't care about your life or mine. So let's never forget that, okay? Profit over people, our lives do not matter. Now, I looked up, why is anaphylaxis becoming more common? I mean, I know the answer. I just wanted to see if Google would tell me the answer. If Google is going to be like, oh, we can't say anything bad about the Food Administration because, you know, they pay our bills. No, listen. With the rapid rise of food allergies over the past generation, experts believe that increases in allergy susceptibility are driven in part by environmental factors. Environmental factors meaning the food we eat and the things they do to the foods that we eat, just so we're all fully aware. The whole reason I'm bringing this up today is because I read a story about a woman who lost her life. And this is why this is important to note and for you guys to understand. More and more people are coming up with food allergies, which is not like they did it on purpose, but more and more people are realizing they have food allergies. And more people, anytime you go out to eat, anytime you buy food in the grocery store, anytime you get something that you don't know 1000% every single thing that was in it and every single thing that it touched on its way to your mouth, you are literally playing roulette. I was going to say Russian roulette, but we'll just go with roulette with your life. So this is off New York Post, okay? This woman right here, NYU, New York University doctor, dies after dining at Disney World restaurant where waitstaff insisted food was allergen free. Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. Me, personally, my husband and I go out to eat at restaurants and I say, hey, listen, I'm allergic to this and this. Please, is there anything that I'm about to eat that has this and this? And they say no. And I'll say, can you double check? And of course, they're supposed to double check. I'll say the same thing for my husband. He's allergic to this and this. It will kill him. Unless you want to see somebody die in the middle of your restaurant, please ensure with your chef that this is not something that is in the food, does not touch it, anything like that, because it is a massive issue. And they're always like, no, sure, you're fine. It's not a big deal. I talked to the chef, blah, blah, blah. We are then at that point relying on the work ethic of people in the restaurants. And I'm not trying to say people in restaurants don't have work ethics. I'm trying to say you are then literally putting your life in the hands of whatever server you told your allergies to, hoping that that server remembered to actually relay it to the kitchen staff, and that the kitchen staff remembers when they're cooking your stuff to keep it separate, and that they give a shit that you don't die in their restaurant. Like, these are things that we have to start thinking about. I'm not saying don't go out to eat, but I am saying if you know you have allergies, be very, very mindful, because just because you tell your server, and in theory that server tells that chef, does not mean that you're still safe. So this was at Raglan Road. It's a restaurant. I think it's inside Disney Springs, or is it in Disney World? Let's see. A doctor from New York University died shortly after she ate at one of Disney's restaurants in Florida, and her bereaved husband is blaming negligent staffers. This is according to the lawsuit, because there should be a lawsuit, because she did tell them her allergies and she still ended up with contaminated food at that point and she died. There should sure as shit be a lawsuit. It says, Kanaporn Tangswan, I suck at names, I'm so sorry. A doctor at the prestigious NYU Langone Hospital in Manhattan died suddenly after having dinner at Raglan Road Irish Pub and Restaurant at Disney Springs on October 5th. I have seen that. That's why it looked familiar. I know exactly where it is in Disney Springs. Her husband, Jeffrey Piccolo, has filed a 19-page lawsuit in Orange County, Florida Circuit Court accusing Walt Disney Parks and Resorts of negligence, noting that his wife had made it clear to the waitstaff that she had a nut and dairy allergy. Now, I'm going to finish this and I want you to hear this, but I'm going to explain to you why technically, even if the staff knows, it might not be their fault. Just wait, because, oh y'all, it gets so much better. Not that this is good, but you know what I mean. Oh, hello. The staff at the pub insisted they were able to make allergen-free food after the woman checked multiple times. This is according to the suit that is being filed by her husband. Says she ordered broccoli and corn fritter, scallops, and onion rings, okay? After dinner, they left the restaurant to explore the shopping complex when she began to feel sick. She entered Planet Hollywood, where she experienced severe difficulty breathing and collapsed. Though an EpiPen was immediately administered to her, she ultimately died at a local hospital. So this is her and her husband, not at Disney Springs. Disney Springs does not have pretty flowers like that, but that's her and her husband. According to court papers, the medical examiner's investigation revealed she died as a result of anaphylaxis due to elevated levels of dairy and tree nuts in her system. Okay. Court papers claim that Disney advertises and makes it clear to the public that food allergies and or the accommodation of persons with food allergies are a top priority at its parks and restaurants. Well, the death of this woman says otherwise. The suit alleged Disney failed to educate, train, or instruct its employees to make sure food indicated as allergen-free or requested to be made allergen-free was in fact free of allergens. It is a huge deal. It also stated Disney had control over the menu of food offered, the hiring and or training of the waitstaff, and the policies and procedures as it pertains to food allergies at Disney Springs restaurants. The husband is seeking damages in excess of $50,000 pursuant to Florida's Wrongful Death Act, in addition to mental pain and suffering, loss of income, and funeral expenses. And of course, Disney did not immediately respond for request of comments. Yeah. So let me explain to you why this is a big deal. This is why this is a big deal. I think my phone is overheating again. It does this thing. Oh yeah, it's hot. Hold on. All right, the phone cooled off for just a second. So let me explain to you why this is a huge deal. Y'all, I don't even know how far this is going to go or how far this could go, but I do know that it is something we have got to pay attention to. Tyson Foods announces partnership with Protix for more sustainable protein production. We talked about this in October of 2023 when this came out, but today I need you to understand exactly why this is so important. And for those of you who weren't here in October, let me just give you a little refresher on what this is. October 17th, 2023, Tyson actually put out their own statement on their website about what happened here. Tyson Foods, Inc., one of the world's largest food companies, please keep that in mind, has reached an agreement for a twofold investment with Protix, the leading global insect ingredients company. Okay. All right. The strategic investment will support the growth of the emerging insect ingredient industry and expand the use of insect ingredient solutions to create more efficient, sustainable proteins and lipids for use in the global food system. You heard that. You understand what that means. They are taking bugs and they are making it so that that's going to be the new sustainable source of protein. The agreement combines Tyson Foods' global scale, experience, and network with Protix's technology and market leadership to meet current market demand and scale production of insect ingredients. Excuse me, who the hell is demanding insect ingredients for their food? It's not me. It's not you. It's not us, the consumers. It is not us, the consumers. It is the companies that have found ways, again, to make money off of stuff like this because profit over people. Say it with me. I got to make a t-shirt with that. Through a direct equity investment, Tyson Foods will acquire a minority stake in Protix to help fund its global expansion. Here's the part that matters. All right. Upon completion, it will be the first at-scale facility of its kind to upcycle food manufacturing byproducts into high-quality insect proteins and lipids, which will primarily be used in the pet food, aquaculture, and livestock industries. All right. I will put a link to this in the video later on, but what you need to get from that is they are using it in livestock. So this is stepping stone number one, boys and girls, men and women, ladies and gentlemen, however you want to be referred to, squirrels, part of the tribe. This is step one. So they are going to be making whatever, for food, for protein for animals, for your cattle, for your chickens, for your pigs, for your bunny rabbits, for your anything that eats food, right? The reason this is a big deal, let me explain to you why this is a big deal. Let me show you why this is a big deal. If I can get the picture to like be a little bit bigger. This is good little cricket right there, okay? Crickets are arthropods, like shrimp, crabs, and lobsters. This means they contain some of the same protein, so individuals who are allergic to shellfish may develop an allergy to crickets. There's also a relation to cockroaches. Researchers have found that crickets contain some of the same proteins as cockroaches. Bro, that means at some point they're going to start cooking cockroaches for us, number one. Number two, they are feeding these things to the meats that you are then ingesting. What happens when you, who happens to be deathly allergic to shellfish of any kind whatsoever, eats a piece of steak or a piece of chicken or a piece of bacon or a piece of whatever else that literally gorged its entire life for the short span that they are allowed to live before they're butchered for our consumption, gorged itself on cricket food. Does that not then work its way into your system and then potentially kill you? Like, how does this work? That is what I am worried about here. The fact that there are so many people with allergies to shellfish in general. And now, not only is it something that you can't bypass because you're not going to know if whatever meat you're buying has been fed whatever. And take into consideration also that all of the processed shit that we buy that's on the grocery store shelves, some of it's going to have the insect stuff in it too. So is this how they depopulate? Because y'all know what I'm saying? Agenda 2030 at this point, 2035, 2030. Listen, I am not being overdramatic. I am not being mongering, whatever else. This is like legit stuff that needs to be talked about and needs to be paid attention to. While everything's going on at the border, while everything is going on with Trump, while everything's going on everywhere else, these things are still things that need to be talked about because this affects your health and my health, your ability to live and my ability to live. Like, I need people to really understand that. Like, I get so just, when it comes to the food stuff, one, because I like food, clearly, but also because this is going to hurt so many people, and it's all for the sake of sustainability. Bullshit. That's all it is. They're going to call it sustainability, but we all know what it is. Say it with me on 3. 1, 2, 3. Profit over people. That's what it always comes down to. So you now have Tyson Foods, who is going to be building its own little insect plant so they can turn around and take those insects and feed it to their chickens because they have chickens, right? Feed it to their cattle because they have a ton of cattle under their name as well. Feed it to their pigs because they have a ton of pigs under their name as well. And feed it to whoever knows what else. And then the next thing you know, you go to your local grocery store and you buy this, and then what happens there? You die because you thought you bought a piece of safe meat at the grocery store? Y'all, look, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I don't trust it. I get everything, all of my meat from Butcher Box. I hope that this doesn't like move over to them. And I'm going to say no because the chicken I get is organic, pasture raised, and the beef that I get is grass fed, grass finished. So I'm going to just, you know what I mean? I wonder how far does it go? Because there's so many food companies under Tyson. None of the ones that I get from Butcher Box are under Tyson. They're all individual farmers. But how many other food companies under Tyson, I got to do that research to see just how far it goes, who are going to be using crickets in the meats that you guys are going to be eating. It's a big deal. I need everybody to understand that. Like, the amount of allergies that are going on when it comes to food and the amount of things they're changing to our food, adding to our food, it's going to make it very hard for people to be able to eat anything safely and with any kind of trust that it's not going to affect them physically in some negative aspect. Like, this is when the people who go, hey, this is why you grow your own food, y'all make sense, because these things that are happening. So those who have homesteads, those who have their own chicken coops, those who have the ability to grow their own fruits and vegetables, y'all are going to be the ones who are like, I told you so, because everybody else, we're going to be up a creek thanks to everything that they're doing to our food supply. So there's that. SquirrelTribe. What the you know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all. Pay attention when you go out to eat at restaurants. If you know you have allergies, like ones that will legitimately kill you, maybe stop going places. Like, that's all I got for that. That lady who died after numerous times asking, I hope that man gets more than $50,000. That's all I have to say. I can guarantee you that Raglan Pub's not going to be in Disney Springs much longer. So there's that. SquirrelTribe, I love y'all. Have a fabulous rest of your Tuesday. I might see you again later. Who knows? About to go get my nails done because they're a little, but I love you guys. See you later. Bye.